CNN, Scott Jennings slammed over Trump's Project 2025 agenda. Here it is.
I was sort of taken aback by the absolute full-on attack on Trump. We've heard it all before. It sounded a little frantic to me, to be honest, this close to the end of the election. I took a few notes. Again, they're still pushing the lie about Project 2025. It doesn't matter how many times she says it. Donald Trump did not write it. He has disavowed it. This is not his agenda. He has his own campaign agenda. It is not Project 2025.
No, it's Agenda 47, which is exactly the same as Project 2025. And you can say that as many times as you want, Scott, but it's not true. So just to say here and say, I've said this a million times and it's not his plan. His plans are, that's a very smug way to look at me, my friend. The thing is that what we're doing is we're talking about what she's planning for us. And you're saying 100,000 people, she could draw that anywhere if it was in Washington, D.C. You're totally overlooking what she has done here. She's brought together 100,000 people to say, I look forward to the future. I will be a president for everyone and not just a president for the people that I like.
Put up the smug look she was talking about there. All right. Yeah. That's the kind of look that'll make you upset on any panel right there. So I understand. Social media influencer Leigh McGowan snapped at CNN senior political commentator Scott Jennings. I have no idea how this guy still has a job at CNN. On Tuesday, for looking at her in a very smug way, she took issue with Jennings saying, quote, they're still pushing the lie about Project 2025. It doesn't matter how many times she says it. Donald Trump did not write it. He has disavowed it. This is not his agenda. He has his own campaign agenda. It is not Project 2025. And then she interrupted and said, no, it's Agenda 47, which is exactly the same as Project 2025. And you can say that as many times as you want, Scott, but it's not true. Fact check quickly. She's right. He's wrong. Okay. Now, Donald Trump insists that Project 2025, a nearly 1,000-page blueprint for a hard right turn in American government and society, does not reflect his priorities for a White House encore. Yet from economics, immigration, and education policy to civil rights and foreign affairs, there are common ideas and shared ideology between Project 2025 and Trump's outline for another term. From his official Agenda 47 slate, the Republican platform he personally approved and his other statements. So this was not the first time that Jennings has been disrespectful to a fellow panelist. Remember this?
Why are we letting Walz off the hook here? I mean,
I just played the bite. I mean,
but like this idea. No, I'm just. He said occasionally I'll be a knucklehead. I mean, knucklehead is a euphemism for a damn liar.
The kind of quote knucklehead, and we can take it to mean what Scott says, is qualitatively different than a person who is deliberately deploying lies to create false narratives that hurt other people, that have a destructive impact upon the nation, and that he refuses to be held accountable for. I'm just curious if Madison and Scott are disturbed by any lies that Donald Trump is telling. You've done an analysis of Walz. Are there any lies that Donald Trump tells that you are disturbed by?
I don't want any politician to lie ever. I wish they would all tell the truth all the time.
That was a Kamala Harris evasion. What is a lie that Donald Trump
First of all, I don't answer to you, and I don't answer to you. That's number one. Number two, it is my sincere. Well, I don't answer to these two guys. It's my sincerest hope that all politicians do the best job.
Wow, fascinating. He's an actual paid commentator who does not want to commentate. Fascinating stuff here. Still has a job at CNN, invading people's personal space. That seemed to be threatening. I think, Doc, you need to pull a Karen on them. Send a letter to HR. You fear your life. It's very aggressive what he did there. I promise if you would have done that, Doc, that's exactly what he would have said about you. All right. Jennings previously used the same language on air when pushing back against CNN commentator Ana Navarro, who posed a question to him whether comments made by Trump were racist. Quote, I'm not going to sit here and answer for somebody. End quote. And I don't answer to you either. In 2019, Jennings snapped at a fellow panelist during a discussion of then Virginia Governor Ralph Northam, Democrat, saying, quote, don't interrupt me. In 2022, Jennings blew up Again, when Democratic strategist Jim Messina accused him of reading Republican talking points, quote, "Do you have a single friend? You're an absolute jerk," end quote. Jennings responded, "I don't even know you, and you come out here and insulted me." In March, he referred to Representative Omar as, quote, "a public relations agent for Hamas," language he referred to as blatant Islamophobia and racism. In the past several months, Jennings has said the Democratic Party is awash in anti-Semitism, is usually burning American flags and doesn't care about political violence. Now, I get CNN, there's a point where I get it, and then there's a point where I absolutely do not. This individual is not presenting a nuanced argument. He doesn't balance out the stage. He's not someone who provides a balancing of the various political views. He's in a cult. And he's representing the position of a cult leader. And instead of answering the questions as everyone else on the panel is required to do per their contract to CNN, he gets to tell people, "I don't have to answer a damn thing." Sir, you are literally on staff. You're not a guest. You literally get a check to answer questions. What kind of privilege is this? Never seen it before in my life, Jackson. The man actually gets a check to answer questions and provide a point of view on behalf of a particular individual, movement, party, whatever it may be. And when he doesn't like the question, he just says, "I don't have to answer that."
Well, that's very Trumpian, you know what I mean? Like when Trump did his 60 Minutes interview in 2020, he's like, "I think we're done here. I think we have enough of an interview,"
Right.
because he was getting asked some real questions or whatever. But first, I got to say, CNN, they're so bad. They have been so bad this election cycle. Their conversations are empty, unnecessary, and they always dance around the fact that Donald Trump is a lunatic. He's insane. He's a moron. Everything he says is a lie. I mean, this dude will come in with this on and be like, "I've got on a red sweater right now," and then we have to pretend like this is normal. Donald Trump largely is where he is because the media treats him like he's a normal person. You know, Kamala was just doing an interview with ABC and she was asked something about Project 2025, and the interviewer was like, "Well, Trump said that he doesn't have anything to do with it." And Kamala was like, "Yeah, Trump says a lot of things." You know, so right. but it's, yeah, Scott Jennings did that because they don't have anything to say. You know, it's like, "Oh, Kamala cackles, she laughs too much." Because objectively now, if Kamala was running against a more normal human being, then these conversations might make some sense. But you can't say, "Oh, Tim Walz, a knucklehead, means you're an abject liar," but Donald Trump isn't. It's just, what are we even talking about here? That's why, I mean, we're all ready for the election to be over. And, you know, if things keep going well, then Trump's not going to win. If things keep going the way they're going. But it's just like the Republican Party, where's your credibility? Moving forward, where's your credibility? How can you pretend like you care about anything? Because it's a cult. You pointed it out just right. This is a cult. That's all it is.
And those who support it are obviously antithetical to democracy. I cannot believe any longer that anyone who supports Trump is actually pro-democracy. Just cannot believe that. And at this point in the game, for the Republicans who are actual Republicans, you have to make a decision to save your party for the future, because it actually, in an ironic way, having a strong, sensible, hopefully nuanced in ideas Republican Party may actually help Democrats compete in a more authentic way for the votes inside of the United States of America. Because right now, due to the insanity being given by the conservatives in this country, Democrats, well, they get to basically get away with anything and say, "Well, what you going to do about it? Vote for that guy?"